Hello, my astrology family. This is Lada from astrolada.com. Here today with your beloved Vedic Sidereal Babylonian astrologer Trifon Nikolov, who will lead us through the month of April, and he has good news for us. Hello, Trifon.
Hello, Lada. Hello, everybody. A little late in April, but with some positive news about the celestial events that are happening right now, namely starting today, because till this day, in April, there was not such trend, even the opposite. It was more difficult till this day, till today, 9th of April. In that regard, I'm sorry for the loss of the colleague Nikola Stojanovic, who worked on this channel. This is a loss for the astrological world, definitely. It was bad days for astrologers, definitely. The many bad things happened also to other astrologers, by the way. I will not specify, but there was bad situations for other astrologers too. So obviously, somehow the celestial events were against astrologers in the last several days. Partly this can be explained with the condition of Mercury. Mercury was still invisible. Mercury can be related to astrologers too. And in the last days of invisibility for each planet, she can be most turmoiled.
Nikola Stojanovic, ascendant ruler, was Mercury. So it was invisible. Anyway, sorry.
However, starting today, I was trying, by the way, to make the video earlier, but it was not possible because of this influence of Mercury was not allowing to make the video. But today, Mercury is showing his face for some time. And this means that from this day, we will have better communication, better connections with people. We will see more social life, which is very important. And this is in general for the world, of course, not for everybody. But in general for the world, it's like that. Mercury is appearing in the sidereal sign of Pisces, the constellation of Pisces, which is a sign of Jupiter, and this will lead to more compassion, to more understanding, more love. Also, I have noticed that this rising of Mercury now led to friends meeting each other, for instance, who are not meeting themselves for a long time before that. So definitely it's a positive trend. So this is one thing, Mercury is appearing. He is a changeable planet. He rises and disappears several times a year, but also tomorrow there will be another positive change. And in ancient sidereal astrology, this is the ceasing of the debilitation of Jupiter. So,
yes.
What does this mean? Jupiter, the planet of good karma and fertility and joy and truthfulness, was debilitated a long time, months and months. Tomorrow he goes out from Capricorn, the place of debilitation, and goes to Aquarius. So he goes out from the sign of limitations into the sign of freedom and friendship.
And as you said, the nightclubs in Bulgaria are opening up. Woohoo!
Yes, yes, Bulgaria. Almost the new Zanzibar, so to say. Yes, it's true. This month, the limitations in Bulgaria will fall.
I hope the rest of the world too, at least for the summer.
Also in many other places. I heard that in Ontario, in Canada, is the opposite, but they are strongly related to Saturn there. Very, very much.
Why are they related more to Saturn?
Because it's a Saturnian land, a lot of mountains, it's very cold. So they're feeling this influence there, always. In good ways too, not only bad ways. So this is one thing. So what? Actually, it's a very big thing because there was no joy, there was no much honesty, I can say, under the influence of Jupiter. Jupiter in Capricorn was a malefic planet, actually, in the horoscope of everybody. So wherever you got Jupiter transiting, you got problems in the last months. When Jupiter touches some planet, especially with conjunction and some challenging aspect, this was really, really bad, even worse than Saturn in the last months.
Mm.
For instance, when Jupiter touched my moon, I got COVID-19.
Yeah, you went to hospital even.
Yeah, and there is one very very important sentence to say. I was thinking about it. Why I got sick when Jupiter goes over my moon. Okay, Jupiter is really debilitated in bad position in Capricorn. And this is also a very good explanation. But actually, I realized that in traditional astrology, Jupiter rules the lungs.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yes, and this means that the planet of the lungs is stopping to be in bad condition tomorrow, which is a very, very important for the entire world, I think. Because this is a general condition for everybody that can bring problems with the lungs. When Jupiter goes out tomorrow, and he will be in this condition till the beginning of September, he will be in Aquarius.
So till then, we're not going to have so
till
many.
Then, I think the condition of Jupiter in Aquarius will be very much helping against lungs problems for the world in general. This can be understood on many levels, but including on personal level for people.
Wonderful.
So this is a good news for the coronavirus problem. Okay, and of course Jupiter will show and will intensify and motivate a lot of desire for freedom, for breaking the limitations, for having social events, seeing friends, and so on. And this will be a wonderful time for those things, actually.
Will flying be easier now for a little bit? Traveling?
Yes, this definitely will make things much better for everybody. It means that one planet that is acting in a bad, malefic way in everybody's horoscopes is seizing this bad influence and turning into a good influence. So it's a big, big deal for everybody.
Can I ask you something? Because governments are going crazy. They're wanting to remove people's freedom, like with certain laws where basically you can be kept by your will, against your will, in facilities and so on. It's passports and whatever. Do you think with Jupiter going into Sidereal Aquarius, people will take back some of their freedoms and it's not going to be
yes, definitely they will be much more motivated to do so, and they will naturally live much more free life. They will start to do it and to have the opportunities for this. We already know that many countries have plans to remove the limitations. So this is actually seen that's coming in the future. So it will happen till September. In September, Jupiter will go back into debilitation and will stay so till December. In December, he will go back in Aquarius again and will stay there till April next year. And because next year is ruled by Aquarius, in that time, in December, we will see the real trends about the fights for people rights and so on. But this is later. Yeah. This is later. Now it will be a preparing moment, I can say. But much better for everybody. Also, Jupiter tomorrow moves in different house, because in ancient astrology we have, different house in everybody's charts. If you have Jupiter moving into your, for instance, let's say in my horoscope, 8th house, tomorrow will go into the 9th house for me. Yeah. And for everybody, it's like that. This is when I use the traditional house system, which is the whole sign house system that uses the borders of the signs also as borders of the houses.
Do you mind saying one sentence for each ascendant, Sidereal's ascendant?
Okay, let's think a little bit about it. Let's start with Sidereal Aries, of course. In 88% of the cases, this is, of course, in tropical, the next sign, Taurus. But for Aries, it goes into the 11th house of freedom and friendship. So it will allow them to have better income, new friends, and more freedom for Sidereal Aries. For Sidereal Taurus, it will enter 10th house. And in the 10th house, it will show much transformation, change in the workplace. It can be a little destructive, but also later showing good development professionally. Because Jupiter is, for Taurus, is the 8th house lord.
Yes, right. Formation in the career may be turbulent.
For Gemini ascendants like me, who are in tropical, the next sign, usually, you can move from sidereal to tropical in this way. 88% of the cases in tropical goes to the next sign. So for Gemini, difficult situation stops when Jupiter is debilitated in the 8th house, giving accidents and dangers, and he moves to the 9th house of expanding your higher consciousness and also traveling to foreign lands and having much more fun too, because it's in their 9th house.
Yeah.
And also they will have better situation professionally and about partnership. Why? Oh. Because Jupiter is their 7th and 10th house lord.
Awesome.
Right? Then for Cancer ascendants, for Cancer, he rules the 6th house of health, so it means that they will have better health. Right? And they will have the ability to achieve some positive transformation for themselves, to receive the help of others. Yes. For Leo, it moves in their 7th houses. It is the 5th house lord and 8th house lord moving in the 7th. It shows important changes in their love life and partnerships. One bad change and one very important good change. It is said that the 7th house lord in the 5th house lord in the 7th, which is Jupiter in Aquarius for Leo ascendant, is bringing romantic love and marriage.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Leos,
The
they
summer.
find
Over
demand
the summer. Over the summer, they can feel that.
starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's everything. Tomorrow is very important day for humanity. Jupiter enters new sign. It opens new opportunities. So starting even tomorrow, many things may change for everybody. It very often it acts immediately on the day when it crosses the new sign. We go to Virgo. For Virgo, it goes in their 6th house. So it offers them healing and work, which are actually the most important things for Virgos in Sidereal. Also for Libra, it moves in their 5th house. It will give them their much more knowledge, entertainment, and romantic times, enjoyment. For Scorpio, it moves in their 4th house. This will bring them much more happiness, emotional comfort, resolving emotional problems, which is very important for the unforgiving Scorpio.
For sure.
So, yeah, this is one of the rare moments when they will be happy with the emotional condition of things, because they are very complex. So it's very good. They can even buy property, for instance. Later, when it's about Sagittarius, it is in their 3rd house. This is their ruler, actually. So it will allow them to have much better social life, important new knowledge and learning. Some of their siblings will have children, probably, when they are in the appropriate age, of course. And they will have the opportunity to have one of the best travels in their lives.
Nice.
Right, and then we go for Capricorn. Capricorn is valuing very much what he receives for his work, and in this case, Capricorns will receive money much more than otherwise. So the talents of Capricorn will be appreciated, and they will receive much finances for it. So this is good for Capricorns. Oh, this is you, right? Okay, and interesting. But also, they can give also a lot of money because Jupiter is ruling their 12th house. So they can spend for charity.
The 12.
Also.
Oh, yeah.
They have to be a little bit careful what is happening with the money that they gain.
Oh, I'm
okay.
I'm spending. I'm decorating a house, so everything is going.
Okay, you're spending, and of course, for Aquarius themselves, this is very good because they will go out of the state of lack of freedom, their essence. Aquarius is the sign of freedom. They will, and so Aquarius will explode with desire for making the world free and have friendship and freedom in his life. And actually, he's always like that, but this time he will have real opportunities. Feel much more happy, and also for them it means also better finances because Jupiter is ruling their 2nd house and 11th house, and maybe the most beneficial position is for them.
Financially, too, yeah. Oh, overall for all sides.
Financially and for achieving their goals in life.
Yeah.
Too. New beginnings for Aquarius. Okay, so this is for them. This is for them.
Thank you.
Okay, these are not all the positive trends, however. So we already know that the lungs of the world are going better. But there is also something else. You know, Venus is invisible since the beginning of February.
Mm-hmm.
She's about to finish her cycle in this month. She's still invisible and suffering, which means bad time for love in general. But around 21st of April, depending where you are in the world, if you are to the south, maybe 1-2 days earlier. If you are too much to the north, maybe 1-2 days later. But Venus is rising around 21st of April, and it begins a new cycle of the goddess of love. So now she's finishing whatever happens in the last months. So this can be not so easy.
So it looks like some people might be ending relationships first till the 20th.
Yes, everybody are experiencing some problems.
Yeah.
Right now, and especially from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. From tomorrow, Venus tomorrow enters Aries, the sign of debilitation. So especially from tomorrow till 21st of April is more difficult, but also after 16th of April, so let's say that the worst days are 10th to 16th. In the 16th of April, she starts to become stronger and stronger with each day. And she's rising 21st of April, but she's rising in Aries. So the new start of the goddess of love will be in the sign of war and, however, passion. So the trending for the world in general will be for very passionate, intense, and maybe short-lived relationships. And this is starting from around 16th is becoming coming to the minds of people very strongly, and 21st of April is the beginning of this cycle of Venus in Aries. So it will produce a lot of those things, I think, for the next year or so. After that,
well, maybe they can tell us, the CDC can tell us that we can make love without masks or facing each other.
I think it will be natural because people are like, you know, quarantined after all. A lot of them, so they
like teenagers.
their love energy will be, yeah, their love energy will be unleashed, so to say. And yeah, Venus will produce such type of relationships for the entire year. And however, soon in May, she will improve her condition. But the main thing is that the lack of love, lack of relationships in general, this will cease in the end of this month. Venus will give opportunity for the world to feel the love and pleasure that she signifies. And of course, this is a good news for everybody who are ruled by Venus, like having ascendant Libra or Taurus, or those signs strong, or being a person who is connected with Venus, like, for instance, someone who is some sort of artist. So in this way, we will see much better times, because as you can see, 3 planets are changing their conditions into much more positive conditions, which means that because those 3 planets are ruling 6 signs in the traditional astrology, 50% of the signs, which means 50% of the people of the world. And the conclusion is that 50% of the people in this world will feel better this month than in the previous months.
And you say people start caring more about love because people like stop thinking and talking about love and relationships and and you say to explode back again, and people will be ready to mate. Oh, by the way, you're offering on a promotion. Trifon is offering on a promotion. He's reading on love and relationships, where he does a love forecast using perfections. Or no, what was it? Using
Arabic parts and perfections and other astrological techniques. Actually, I'm using all my astrological knowledge in this reading. And
yes,
yes, this is the month of Venus. So that's why the promotion is about love reading. I think it's exactly the right
yes,
time.
yeah. Focus yourself on a bit of relationships now and love. So yes, it's $50 off. Usually it's 170. Now it's $120, and Trifon will look at your horoscope. Awesome.
Yes, actually, it's important also in which house of everybody's charts Venus will rise. This house will be marked too, but this is for another conversation. In the reading, however, this information will be there. And so we have all these positive changes. Also, I forgot to say, if you remember, I was talking about the forming of bad combination in the heaven in the end of last year, which is a combination that is called Kava-Sarpa dosha.
Oh yeah.
Which in Vedic astrology is known to signify much more mortality and cruelty in the world in general. And what everybody needs to know is that in the end of March, this combination ceased to exist.
One.
Mars overcame the power of the dragon in that time.
Yes.
So this is, of course, very good for everybody, of course, and for the world, especially for the pandemic.
Yes.
Every time when this combination forms, there is higher mortality and more problems, but now it's gone.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Usually when you appear, it's doom and gloom, but this time you really lifted our spirits. I needed that. Everyone needed it.
I will give you even more information. Yes. So, according to the ancient tradition, this month we'll have the sun going into the sidereal sign of Aries, which will signify new energy for the new year. But we will talk about it after maybe 10 days here. After 10 days, you can expect new information about the months ahead. However, on the 15th and 16th of April, there will be a combination that is really strong in the sky. And this is to say the sun will be exalted and the moon will be also exalted. This will happen again in May, and this is it. So this is also called in India the indestructible day. Usually when something begins in such a day, it has a lot of prospects to be successful. So 15 and 16 are good times for everybody to do something new. And also I want to notice, to make you know something. There are very interesting moments this month. Between 17th and 23rd of April, there are some also problematic influences. But on the 25th of April, for instance, Mercury and Venus will make a conjunction. And I noticed that the conjunction will happen in the so-called degree of the kings, the kingly degree. This was interesting to see. So probably some noble personalities will have important events in that time, maybe problems in love, It's possible. And also new relationships may be formed among noble people, including the highest positions. Important events regarding the royal court of such countries also can be expected. Though this day will be difficult for princes, however, I think.
Will be difficult for what?
For the princess, which is
Prince. Okay.
some prince, for instance, some prince of the royal family.
Oh, as if we
Will
care
have
a lot.
problems. Will have problems. Venus is debilitated in this conjunction, so it's not so happy for him. However, it's good for the women that will get associated with the Mercury that signifies the noble people. Of course, much more can be said about this conjunction, but I am just noticing this position. Also, on the next day, 26th of April, there will be a full moon on that day. Okay, that's fine. We have full moon each month, sometimes even 2 times, but in this moment, the full moon will be in a special degree. Special degree, which is, according to what I have heard from Roman Koloff, connected with a spiritual star. So the ancient texts are saying spiritual star is in this degree. So I know which is the star already, but of course I will not say it now. But what you need to know is that the full moon will be especially more intense with spiritual energy and meaning. And this will, of course, give effect for the next 2 weeks, except maybe it will be more difficult on the last day of April, when Mercury is aligned with some more malefic stars. But in general, the spiritual influence of the full moon will be there for 2 weeks after 26th of April. And I think this is important. So, especially people who are ruled, for instance, by the moon, whoever is connected with Cancer, will feel more the beneficial influence of this star in the end of this month.
Awesome.
Okay, so a lot of good things are happening this month. Definitely. Even the sun that is going on the 14th of April in exaltation, and afterwards is transiting everybody's horoscopes in some place, will give good results for everybody.
Thank you, Trifon. I think we all needed a bit of pick-me-up.
Yes, so we have like 5, 6 very positive celestial trends coming, starting today.
Perfect. Thank you. At least we'll enjoy April. I think we'll enjoy a lot more the summer till September.
Much better time starting right now. Definitely.
Yay! Wonderful. I make a commitment to be much happier. Thank you again. If anyone would like a personal reading with Trifon, you can click on the link below that I'll put. Thank you for joining us live. All of you, I lost where the chat is somehow, so I can't see your questions, so say bye. But thank you for joining us. Big hugs to everyone. And yeah, may the good times roll in.